Las Vegas, the city of dreams, fortune, and never-ending neon lights. But what if everything you thought you knew was just an illusion? Behind the luxury suites, the high-stakes poker tables, and the billion-dollar resorts lies a hidden reality, a world of secrets the travel brochures won't show you. This city wasn't just built on entertainment. It was shaped by organized crime, fueled by greed, and hides a darkness most visitors never see. Beneath the Strip, miles of underground tunnels serve as home to a forgotten population struggling to survive. The wealth gap is staggering, and the city's glamorous past is laced with stories of power, corruption, and deception. Even Hollywood has played its part in shaping the myths of Sin City. In this episode, we're pulling back the curtain on the real Las Vegas, the one hidden in the shadows. Let's take a journey into the dark side of the world's most infamous playground. Las Vegas is renowned for its luxury and entertainment, but beneath the surface, a growing crisis is unfolding. As of January 2024, the city reported 7,906 individuals experiencing homelessness, marking a 20% increase from the previous year and reaching the highest level in a decade. This surge is closely linked to the city's rising cost of living. Real estate speculation and tourism-driven inflation have led to higher housing costs, while wages have remained stagnant. Consequently, many residents are forced to work multiple jobs or rely on gig work to make ends meet. The financial strain has resulted in a significant number of evictions, with Clark County recording 3,911 eviction filings in January 2025 alone, a 20% increase compared to pre-pandemic levels. The demographic data is also concerning. Individuals aged 35 to 44 constitute the largest age group among the homeless population, and African Americans make up 42% of this group. Women account for 64% of those residing in shelters. Addressing this crisis requires comprehensive solutions, including the development of affordable housing, implementation of fair wage policies, and enhanced labor protections. Without such interventions, the disparity between the city's opulent facade and the hardships faced by many of its residents will continue to widen. Beneath Las Vegas's bright lights lies a hidden network of stormwater drainage tunnels, originally built to prevent flash floods. Over time, these tunnels have become informal housing for hundreds of unhoused residents, revealing stark urban inequality. This underground space reflects spatial segregation. While tourists occupy luxury resorts above, many displaced individuals find shelter below. Makeshift camps, dim lighting, and scattered belongings turn these tunnels into a hidden city, largely unseen by the public. Tunnel residents include veterans, former workers, and individuals facing addiction, illness, or barriers to re-entering formal housing. Many lack access to basic services due to systemic obstacles like criminal records or mental health issues. Life in the tunnels embodies structural violence, persistent social exclusion, and deprivation. Residents survive through informal economies like recycling, panhandling, or bartering. Poor sanitation, flooding, and police sweeps heighten daily risks. Las Vegas's tunnels, meant to manage rainwater, now symbolize deeper social neglect. The contrast between surface affluence and underground poverty highlights the city's unequal priorities. Tackling this issue requires systemic change, housing-first policies, mental health care, and reintegration support. Without action, the tunnels will remain a stark reminder of a city divided by both wealth and visibility. The journey into tunnel homelessness often begins with social and economic dislocation. Unemployment, addiction, and a worsening housing crisis create a cycle of vulnerability. Job loss, especially in low-skilled sectors, erodes financial security. Addiction, especially to opioids and gambling, intensifies instability. Soaring rents and limited affordable housing leave many with no alternatives. Homelessness takes a heavy psychological toll. Life underground is marked by isolation, invisibility, and trauma. Mental health deteriorates quickly without support. Substance use often worsens, becoming both a cause and effect of decline. Tunnel life presents severe health and infrastructure challenges. Makeshift shelters lack sanitation, clean water, and ventilation, increasing disease risk. State support is absent. Still, residents develop survival strategies, sharing resources, organizing safety networks, and creating informal systems of care. Ethnographic insights reveal unique social norms, from barter economies to communal caregiving. Despite harsh conditions, a resilient underground culture emerges, highlighting the urgent need for housing and mental health reform. Legal injustice and marginalization of the homeless. Urban legal systems often apply double standards, protecting tourists while criminalizing homelessness. Laws such as anti-camping bans, loitering restrictions, and movement limitations displace unhoused individuals under the guise of public safety. Specialized courts have emerged to handle minor infractions by the homeless, but often serve as tools of control rather than support. These courts rarely address root issues like poverty or mental health, instead cycling individuals through fines, arrests, and detention. NGOs and advocacy groups view these policies as systemic exclusion. They argue that criminalization deters outreach and deepens marginalization. Instead, they advocate for housing-first models and trauma-informed care over punitive approaches. Tourism sanitization policies further invisibilize homelessness. Cities redesign public spaces, removing benches, adding deterrent architecture to shield tourists from poverty, not to support those in need. This approach prioritizes appearance over dignity and reinforces the view of homelessness as a nuisance. Without structural reform, legal systems will continue punishing survival rather than promoting solutions. Las Vegas, behind its glamour and spectacle, reveals stark inequality, housing insecurity, low-wage labor, and spatial division. This duality stems from an economy reliant on entertainment and services. Urban policies must shift toward equity. Cities need affordable housing, accessible services, and inclusive planning that centers marginalized voices. Structural reforms and social safety nets are essential for sustainable development. Entertainment economies, while profitable, often deepen inequality. They depend on precarious labor and leave cities vulnerable to tourism shifts. Urban identities become commodified, masking residents' real struggles. Las Vegas reflects a global pattern. Cities must be judged not by skylines, but by how they serve their most vulnerable. Viewers are urged to look deeper, beyond neon lights, and push for cities built on empathy, equity, and inclusion. Las Vegas sits in the middle of the Mojave Desert, a place where a city like this shouldn't exist. The land is dry, the summers are brutally hot, and water is scarce. Yet, against all odds, Vegas thrives. It's not nature that made this city its power, money, and ambition. The turning point came in the 1930s with the construction of the Hoover Dam. The dam brought electricity, jobs, and new opportunities to what was once just a small railroad stop. but it was policy that truly built Las Vegas. The state legalized gambling and made it easy for businesses to operate, turning the city into a paradise for entertainment and escape. As tourists poured in, the need for workers exploded. Hotels, casinos, and restaurants needed thousands of employees, dealers, performers, cleaners, and service staff. Many came with dreams of prosperity, but few found lasting success. While the Strip flourished with billion-dollar resorts, the workers who kept the city running often struggled with low wages, unpredictable schedules, and the relentless pressure to maintain an illusion of luxury. Beyond the glitz, entire neighborhoods of service workers lived paycheck to paycheck, caught in a cycle of economic instability. Las Vegas Boulevard, better known as the Strip, is a place built on illusion. People call it a Disneyland for adults, and for good reason. It's a fantasy world packed with bright lights, massive hotels, and casinos that transport visitors to different places without ever leaving the city. You can walk past a replica of the Eiffel Tower, take a gondola ride through a fake Venice, or stand in the shadow of an artificial Egyptian pyramid. But these landmarks don't exist to honor culture. They're designed to sell an experience. Everything here is about entertainment, profit, and keeping tourists spending. Behind the flashing lights, the Strip is carefully designed to pull people in and keep them there. Casinos are built like mazes, with no windows or clocks, so players lose track of time. The soft music, dim lighting, and endless rows of slot machines create a hypnotic effect. Every detail, from the way the carpets are patterned to the free drinks handed out, is meant to keep visitors playing longer and spending more. It's no accident, it's a business strategy. French sociologist Guy Debord once described modern society as a spectacle where reality is replaced by images. The Strip is a perfect example. People come here not to experience real culture, but to enjoy polished, picture-perfect versions of it. Everything is bigger, shinier, and carefully controlled to create the ultimate escape. But in the end, the Strip isn't just a street full of casinos. It's a stage where money, fantasy, and desire all come together to create a world that feels real, even when it's not. Nevada is famous for its casinos and gaming culture, but surprisingly, it does not allow a state-run lottery. This may seem odd, but the reason is simple: business protection. Large casino companies do not want another form of gaming competing for people's money. While lotteries might not be a direct threat, they could take away spending that would otherwise go to casinos. These companies have strong political connections. They support lawmakers and help shape policies that protect their interests. As a result, the state lottery ban is not about public opinion. It is about keeping the industry in control. This has created a unique system where gaming is legal, but only under rules that benefit the biggest businesses. The ban also affects state funding. In other places, lottery money helps pay for schools, roads, and public programs. Nevada does not get this extra source of income. Instead, the state relies heavily on tourism and taxes from gaming. This limits funding options and leaves fewer resources for public services. The lottery ban is a clear example of how business decisions can shape state policies, often favoring private profits over public needs. After World War II, Las Vegas experienced rapid growth, much of it fueled by secret investments. Many of the hotel casinos were not just places of entertainment, but were also linked to criminal organizations. Key figures like Bugsy Siegel and Sam Giancana played a major role in shaping the city's rise. Siegel, for example, opened the Flamingo Hotel, one of the first resort-style casinos, which marked a turning point for the city. His sudden death, thought to be related to financial disagreements over mob investments, showed how unstable the business could be. Giancana, a leader in Chicago's organized crime scene, had strong ties to the city, using labor unions and ownership deals to hide illegal operations. Casinos also became a way to move illegal money into legitimate businesses. The mob often used dishonest practices to funnel gambling profits, making it difficult to trace the money. Corruption was widespread, with local and state officials sometimes accepting bribes or favors to look the other way. By the 1970s, large corporations like Howard Hughes began to take over, gradually replacing the influence of organized crime with corporate power. This period in Las Vegas history has been immortalized in popular culture. Movies like Casino and TV, shows like The Godfather and The Sopranos portray the deep connection between Las Vegas and organized crime, reminding us of the city's complicated past. Thank you for following Unknown Travel. Your support means the world to us. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next videos. See you on the next journey.